Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode something 1001.
Oh, that's
wow.
significant.
Gosh, a space odyssey. Hi, it's Mike Matthews broadcasting from Cafe Anyway, located somewhere in the last place on earth in Podcaster Valley Mont. And there is Haley the Semi.
Hello, I'm waving at you. You can't see us because it's
Mike's
a
Daily Podcast. And I had nothing to say. Mike's Daily Podcast. Oh, no, I do. I have a bunch to say. So this is episode 1001. That's how many dalmations there were. Oh, wait, that was 101. Cruella Deville scared me when I was a little one. Although now, that's the type of woman that I would date. She looks kind of fun. I'm so glad the rain is coming down and making homeowners worry. Mike's Daily Podcast. Rain is not a friend if you own a home, and neither is curry. Wait a minute. Mike's curry's okay. Daily. It's tasty.
It is.
Podcast. Rain is bad because it causes hoses to slide. Oh, houses to slide. See, I should have spell checked. I was like, I need to spell check what I just wrote for my song. And Haley's like, no, you don't, because you're just going to be saying it. And people can't tell if you're saying that. You're just speaking it. And you said, and that's speaking with 3 E's or something, you said.
And then, yeah, you'd never know if I didn't tell you that I was speaking with 3 E's.
When I was just starting out in radio, the program director said, Mike, you got to write out everything you say.
Right.
So I wrote everything out, and I put it right here. We're at a board. We have a board here at Cafe Anyway to make us feel like we're radio people. So I put it on the console board like that and read it. Anyway, Cafe Anyway, I did the overnight shift, and then at 6 a.m. the morning guy comes in. And he comes in, and he sees that sitting there, and he goes, hi, this is Mike Matthews, and you're listening to a 30-minute music jam on 97.5 KHTY. He goes, oh, well, I just read whatever's in front of me.
Oh, my goodness.
He said live on the air. I thought that was the coolest thing. Pete Hansen, wherever you are, you were the best.
That's ridiculous.
He was my idol. He had serious problems, though. Anyway, but yeah. Oh, roofs leak and basements flood in the rain. It makes homeowners worry. My next door neighbor. You didn't get to meet Jay.
I didn't.
You didn't get to meet John. Oh my God! I just realized that the 2 neighbors I have, both their names start with J.
That's weird.
Anyway, John, who listens to the show. Hi, John.
Hi, John.
He's our only listener, and he's the best. And he's traveling to some cool, far-off land right now, probably. But Jay, on the other side, he goes, man, when it rains, I don't sleep, because I'm always worried something screwed up always happens. The basement floods or something. The sup pumps blow up.
You got a lot of important stuff in your basement.
I've got my whole, recording thing with my karaoke mics.
Yeah, what would happen to karaoke nights if you lost your karaoke mics?
And I'm Karaoke Mike.
Yeah.
We got to do another karaoke night with Karaoke Mike. And then have another conversation between you and Robert where he goes, but you need to have a woman and a man. And a woman has to carry the baby. A man can't carry a baby in his lower intestine. I'm a little bit drunk.
He was drunk.
So he does that to me all the time. So when we used to walk the dogs, he would all of a sudden say something really obnoxiously conservative and just piss me off, right? Yeah. And I'd be like, ugh! And I'd want to throw my shoe at him or something. And then,
good. So it wasn't just me.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was obnoxiously conservative.
You played that so well, is what I'm saying. You did that that's why I loved listening to that on yesterday's show, how you just danced with him on that and kind of kept, so you're going to be goofy dumb. I'm going to mess with you.
Yeah.
You're messing with me, I'll mess with you.
Yeah.
That was funny. So that's him, Robert.
What a guy.
Welsh on the world. His interesting views. And then he knows he's irritating me, so he goes even more right-wing, and I go, let's see. So, I have written here, you're a strawberry tree.
Thanks.
If you were a tree, what kind of tree you would be? If that was the question that was lobbed at you, you would say strawberry
tree. And the question was lobbed at me by a friend recently.
See, I don't have an answer to that. I think a maple tree, actually, because I like syrup so much.
Yeah, but are you Canadian?
No.
Well, you have to be Canadian if you're going to be a maple tree.
So I have to be a local tree?
Well, not necessarily, but you can't be a Canadian.
Oh, I'd be an avocado tree. I love avocados.
Ooh, you could be an avocado. Haas or Ross?
Well, some of my best friends call me Haas, so... Because I'm kind of... No, I'm not. But Haas is that's a fascinating story. I heard something a little bit about the guy named Haas that created the Haas avocado, and he was kind of a brilliant dude.
I guess. I don't know.
I love the Haas avocados!
They're good. The Ross avocados are also good.
What are they?
They're a little bit mushier.
Oh!
The flavor is a little bit more nutty. It's a nuttier flavor.
Then that's me, because I'm nutty. Oh!
My brother has a Ross avocado tree in his front yard.
Oh! I want to try one of these now.
We haven't got any from him in a while, because he's got a kid. And there's another kid that's coming on the way.
And the kids just eat the avocados?
He doesn't have time to pick avocados.
To pick them. So they just fall on the ground, and they make the worst stains if you have... like sidewalks.
Yeah.
They just melt into your... and you can't get it out. But that's what's... See? Californians, too much stuff growing, and then we just, let the plums and stuff fall on the ground, and they litter the ground. It's ridiculous.
Well, not this past year.
No?
No, because of the drought.
Oh, that's true. Some stuff kept growing. Let's see. But it's raining like crazy today.
Oh, yeah, it is.
I got up. I have weird dreams when it's raining.
Yeah?
Yeah, I kept... it was really coming down hard at about 2 o'clock, and I went and slept for another 2 hours. I kept dreaming this stuff like I had to commute. My commute suddenly changed, and I was working somewhere where I had to climb up a hill.
Yeah.
I didn't have a car, so I had to walk up a hill, and...
Both ways,
but I had to walk on a busy highway, and there are cars zooming by me, and then there's rain. It's weird. I don't know why I dreamt that. and then the guy who's the lead singer of the Bobbleheads was my boss, the guy that I had on last year.
Yeah, interesting.
I don't know why he was my boss, but for some reason, I might be oddly attracted to him. I don't know what the deal is, but I think it's because of his wonderful music, and we had a fantastic conversation.
Yeah.
And I think that we should appreciate those that make the good music in this world. In fact, I texted a guy yesterday because I heard his song on... I told you I listened to that Christmas Rocks, Soma.fm, which, by the way, that Fleet Foxes link you sent me?
Yeah.
They play them.
Yeah, well, I figured. Fleet Foxes is...
Fleet Foxes.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Oh, I almost thought I said Fleetwood Mac Foxes.
Fleet Foxes has done a lot of stuff, and they're semi-popular. There's people that know of them, you know.
Okay. So that
they're on Sub Pop, so they can't be too obscure.
Oh, okay, Sub Pop, and they Sub Pop has a lot of great bands.
Yeah, Sub Pop's doing pretty well.
I remember getting a Sub Pop sampler from Amazon for free. And there was a lot of good music in it.
I got a Sub Pop sampler from Half Price Books for $2.
Oh.
And it had a lot of good stuff, and it also had a paper crown.
Right, because they're into, paper things.
Yeah. They're just into, silly things. Sub Pop has always been a bit of a silly label.
Oh. Okay. Like, what's some of the other silly things they've done? Like,
well, because they're an alternative label, and a lot of their bands do a lot of tongue-in-cheek type things.
Okay.
Like, they're serious about music and stuff, but it's like Nirvana started on Sub Pop. Or was on Sub Pop at some time. Mudhoney. I don't know if you know of them.
that was a big influence on Nirvana, wasn't it?
On Nirvana, yeah. During one of Mudhoney's earlier phases, it was one of the record people for Sub Pop who went and saw Mudhoney, or went and saw Nirvana back when Nirvana was a 4-piece band before they released any albums, and they were like, "Well, Nirvana's good, but they're no Mudhoney."
Oh.
But Mudhoney has a lot of kind of goofy punk songs. Back when punk was kind of still around in like its 80s form, and then very tongue-in-cheek lyrics of kind of like, this doesn't make any sense, but they said it anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that was on Sub Pop, and it's just kind of how they are.
And one of the guys that I interviewed on the podcast, I heard his Christmas song he did on this Christmas Rocks show. Because Soma.fm plays a lot of people from San Francisco.
Yeah.
So
cool.
I happened to have his text, and I texted him, and I went, "Hey, I heard your song on Christmas Rocks on Soma.fm." And he wrote back, "Thanks, who is this?" And then I explained, and then that's Terry Ashkenaz from El Terrible, and I guess they're playing at the Knox, or the Knockout in San Francisco on January 21st. How about that? Well, I guess that's pretty much it. Shall we go into our segment called Matthews-News?
Sure.
Matthews-News.
Gotta be old priest and chiller too. Sometimes
We just went into it.
We're here.
I played a little bit of El Terrible.
It's beautiful.
Here, I wanted to, because you have a really funny story coming up next.
Not really. I have some words.
Okay, he has some words. Some of it, what he talks about, has to do with landmarks. And I was talking about these landmarks in Fremont, where we're at right now, Podcastro Valley, Mont. But Fremont has the 12-mile-long Alameda Creek Trail. Milpitas made use of the Hetch Hetchy aqueduct running south from Scott Creek Road, and the Iron Horse Trail. What this is talking about is linear parks. Do you know what a linear park is?
No.
It's a park that's really thin, but it's long.
Yeah, okay.
And apparently there's a lot of them. Did you know Manhattan has their High Line? That's where they took an old subway train bridge thing where the subway trains ran elevated above.
Oh, the L's?
Yeah, and then they put like a park up there.
Manhattan had an L?
They call it the High Line. It's 2 miles long. It compresses enormous community value into minimum acreage.
I had no idea that Manhattan had a elevated rail at one point. I knew it did in Spider-Man.
Well, it's less than 2 miles long, so. But Danville has the Iron Horse Trail, which I've walked with Basil many times. That used to be, of course, the train tracks there. And it's really well done. You're kind of walking behind people's houses. And some people have done things with their backyards to kind of add to it. One guy put up all these weird figurines. They look like they're actual people in his backyard, but then you get a closer look and you're like, oh, those are a bunch of statues.
That's creepy.
Like weird stuff back there. I took a picture of it. I'll have to post it. Let's see. Fremont has just 38 miles of linear parks, also known as Class 1 paths, but over 500 miles of paved roads. And this article from Mission Peaks Conservancy says that they want to make more linear parks.
Oh, so what they mean is just like really fancy footpaths.
exactly.
Okay, we have one of those running behind our house.
Yeah, I saw that. I like that.
Yeah, it runs all the way up to the Alameda Creek Trail.
Get the hell out.
Yeah,
You're in like a nice little planned community.
it's okay.
Wait, what's this paragraph here? Silicon Valley firms rely on Fremont for more than suburban low-density housing and have graced our environs with corporate headquarters and large manufacturing plants.
I have no idea what you just said.
Their highly compensated workers give a lot back to our community. What?
What?
Shut the hell up, Conservancy.
What? I don't know.
But I like that little thing that goes... And that, what's that creek path? That's the Alameda?
Yeah, the Alameda Creek Trail.
That's a long-ass trail, too.
Oh, yeah.
That's
yeah,
like 11 miles. You can walk all the way to the bay.
Uh-huh.
How great. I think we should all go over to Haley's house and walk around all the cool
Walk
places.
to the bay.
Walk to the bay.
It's not really that long to get to the bay from my place.
Really?
Yeah. In fact, you just go down a street, take a turn, go down a little bit more. Beck and I have bus there, but you just kind of go down, and you can get to John Edwards Nature Conservatory, which is at the bay.
Oh, I've never been there.
It's really nice. Half of it is Coyote Hills. I think that's Coyote Hills.
Yeah. It's Coyote.
Yeah. So half of it is Coyote Hills, and then on the other half of like the little entryway is marshes. And there's some really cool paths through the marshes.
Oh.
And it sucked this last year because, the marshes were just dead reeds.
Yeah.
There wasn't really that much water running through them, which was unfortunate.
It'll probably come back after this rain. There was that weird thing with that creek that those guys destroyed a dam. I heard recently they had their trial date or something. There was some, they have those sand. Our dams are just these big bags of sand, like big sandbag things. But I think they reinforced it after they the public park system went in and put in a stronger dam.
That's good.
Why would you tear down a dam? Makes no sense.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this dam wall.
Shakira. I never really knew that she could dance like this. She make a man wanna speak Spanish. Como se llama? Bonita. Shakira.
And we just heard some Shakira music because we're going into the wonderful story that Haley has.
It's just an interesting little post on a social media site known as the Tumblr. I don't know, I was just saying it, and you were like, you need to say that on the podcast! So I guess I'm saying this on the podcast.
It's very funny.
Well, it points out the fact that English takes a lot of words from other languages to define things, and then adds our own words so that we still know what we're talking about. For instance, you'll hear chai tea. You know chai tea, right?
Yeah, chai tea. That doesn't sound weird at all.
Chai translates to tea. So you have TT.
What? We're saying that's repetitive.
Yeah, and it happens in so many different cases. Non-bread is bread.
Non means bread?
Yeah. The Sahara Desert is desert.
Oh my gosh.
Lake Tahoe. Lake.
So we just really should just say Tahoe.
Yeah. El Camino Way, the way. Soviet Union is Union.
It is?
Yeah.
So that's what Soviet means?
Yes. One of my favorites, and I've known this for a while, the Los Angeles Angels is the Angels.
Yeah, our I'm not down there anymore. But that baseball team.
That baseball team is the Angels.
The Angels. The Angels.
And then hula dance is dance.
Because in Hawaii, to dance is hula.
This one isn't a translation, but DC Comics is Detective Comics. And then you played Shakira because the last final addition to this was Shakira.
Shakira.
Yeah. That was it. That's all I had.
She's a fascinating woman. Shakira.
She is.
We had this discussion that she moves so weird.
She moves in the oddest way. Like, people view her as like a sex symbol when she moves and dances and stuff. I don't, because it's not like she has a definitive sexy movement dancing. No, she's like weirdly contorting her body.
Yeah.
And you can tell she's trained. Like, she knows exactly what she's doing. But it's something I've never seen before. It's very distinct and powerful, the way she moves. Like, when they say her hips don't lie, it's because they're just... why would they lie? They have nothing to hide.
You said
nothing to be ashamed of.
Some of her moves remind you of like a horror movie type thing.
Yeah, you know when like there's the sobbing girl in the corner, and like the protagonist will go over and like reach out their hand, and like the neck of the sobbing girl will like contort in a weird way, and their whole body will start convulsing. It's like that. If you don't believe me, the most obvious video for it is her She-Wolf video. Shakira's She-Wolf.
Yeah.
It's a good song.
Yeah.
We've talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah, and the guy, Adam Cohen did guitars for it, apparently. And it sounded like that.
Yep.
As we go outside a cafe anyway, we're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valley.
And here's today's podcast picture.
It's raining out here. It's a little wet.
Drip, drip, drip.
Goes the water.
It's a trickle-down theory, and it's coming to me. Life's a whip round, and I got the whip. It's a sinking ship. Drip, drip, drip. Drip, 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 goes the water. Drip, 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 goes the water.
When I picked up Haley and Becca from the Castro Valley BART for my New Year's Eve party, I had Chumbawamba playing for them. That was this Chumbawamba song, Drip, Drip, Drip. Chumbawamba is only known for tub thumping.
I get knocked down, but I get up again.
We did that at karaoke.
Keep me down.
Oh, we ticked off Robert singing that song over and over again. He was sitting there like... Why are they singing that? What? Because it's a fun song.
You know, we were totally getting into it. The music starts. The truth is, I thought the music mattered.
But was it Bullocks? Oh, and I think we irritated Robert's fiancée, Christy, by singing Bohemian Rhapsody. Come on! We gotta sing damn Bohemian Rhapsody.
When you turned it on, I was like, no, please, no. But I sang it anyway.
Yeah, you nailed it. Freddie Mercury would have been proud. The podcast picture is of Hampton Cove in Huntsville, Alabama. It's a big lake and houses, and it's very green. And I made a trip there. It was weird because I knew I was leaving, and I tried to do a lot of sightseeing before I left, and that just is bad to do because then you start to go, oh, I'm going to miss this place. You should just leave the place in a, like, if you're mad at your whatever.
Just
and
burn it down.
Slam the...
Just burn it. It's call in an airstrike.
That's right. That's the proper way of leaving someplace. Is just burn it down, and then you never have to think about it again. No, Hampton Cove, beautiful place. It's sort of, if you could not walk from Hampton Cove to Huntsville because there's a huge mountain in the way. Everything is so spread out. You know how we can just hop on a bus and go somewhere here in the Bay Area?
Yeah.
You're like screwed there. There's no buses unless you hitchhike. You got to call up your best friend Bubba to pick you up and take you somewhere in his big truck.
But if the mountain wasn't there, could you walk to Huntsville?
Yeah. It'd take a while.
I don't remember where it was. This is kind of a big news story when it happened. It was somewhere in the Middle East, I believe.
Okay.
But there was a small village next to a larger village that had, the amenities needed to be a larger village. I think it was like an actual town. And there was a big mountain in the way. So that in order to get to the village, it would take like a 3-day trip to go around the mountain.
Ah.
And in the small village, this man's wife got very sick, and they had to call in a doctor from the town, and it took like 3 days to get around to call the doctor, and then it got 3 days to get back. And by that time, the wife, they couldn't save the wife.
Oh man!
And this man spent the next, I think that was like when he was in his 20s, and he spent the next 60 to 70 years digging a path through the mountain by himself. He had no funding. All he did was dig a path through the mountain and shorten the amount of time to like 3 hours.
Whoa.
Travel time.
What a job. I would not want to do that job.
I know, but he did it. He was like, this is not going to happen to anyone else. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that like when you're like, oh, that bus stop, it's on the other side of this house, but the house is in the way, so you burn down the house?
Yeah.
So you can get to the bus stop faster?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I brought up bus stop. I don't know. We're at the part of the...
Stop, wet day, she's there, I say. Please share my umbrella. Bus stop, bus goes, she stays. Love grows under my umbrella.
You went all Hollies all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm. I love that song.
Hey, we're at that part of the show where we see all the characters and everything gets really crazy.
Hello, Matthews. Hi, Haley. Haley, I like it when you sing. Your voice is so nice. Why are you screaming like that? Mike Matthews, I don't know why he's doing that.
I think he's slowly dying. Look who else is over
We're
here.
all slowly dying.
Hey, Mike, it's Floyd the Floorman! And this is John Deere, the engineer. I really enjoyed your story about a guy spending his entire life till he was 120 digging through a huge mountain so that the next woman that he tries to save is a doctor. Who he became a doctor in his 20s, he'd be able to save this woman again.
I feel like you missed most of the story.
Yeah, John Deere, you missed the entire story.
You know, I was listening very intently. I have a flow chart explaining exactly what Haley was saying. And I've calculated the amount of time and space it would take to draw on.
He's exciting. Engineers are exciting, aren't they?
Oh, they're the most exciting people. They always talk about interesting things, and you never zone out while they're talking to you.
I never zone out when he's talking. Floyd just zoned out because he heard himself talking. Next show, what?
He got distracted by his giant hair.
It's so big. Next show is, I think that's when we're going to show the next, the podcast picture will be the Becca picture.
Some interesting things may start happening. You know, as I've said, we do this podcast before everyone else gets it, and we don't have anything to do in the morning, but I may actually start having things to do in the morning.
What?
Yeah.
What?
So we'll see how that works out. I don't know how long it's going to be, but I may have to take some reprieves from podcasts.
What? Floyd, calm down. Well, yes, we know you have a busier schedule because you're more in demand because you're a hot producer.
Hot piece of bod. Oh, that too.
A hot producer in the radio world. Hot commodity is what I was trying to say. So, yeah. Well, in whatever capacity we get some Haley, we are happy. Haley on the Daily Podcast. Yo. So
Haley on the Daily Podcast. Yo.
Next show, since it'll be 1002, I'm thinking maybe a little bit more of this nuttiness, and then also maybe a little bit, you'll hear a little bit of the podcast that preceded this podcast. It was something else.
What?
There was a different... Sorry, I'm just losing my voice. The show that I had on before this show, before the podcast that I did.
Yes, Last Place on Earth.
That one. I'll have some of that. I found some old footage of that.
Are you ever going to show them as your desk?
I might. All right, I'll find the messy desk too. I'll kind of smash them all together next show.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!